everyone, to the Chasta and Huey podcast. It's like hanging out with your childhood buddies at a dive bar having a beer together. Through your headphones. Or better yet, they're like a security blanket. Maybe a little itchy, but still warm and cozy. It's time for the show. Here's Chasta and Huey. Cheers.
Cheers. I love that.
I need to switch over to this.
Yeah. We finally got our intro and our S together. Look at that. It says having a beer together. You don't know what's in this cup. It could be coffee. It could be beer. It could be whiskey. Who knows? Who knows? Yes, Chasta and Huey. How we doing, brother man? What's going on with you this week?
I'm doing good. Oh, look, we got Dan DeLay already popping in to the chat.
Oh, Dan DeLay. Once again, y'all catch me right on time. Hi, guys. Dan, I have to sincerely apologize that I missed the Drawing Heaven show on Saturday. Jay and I had kid care, but only till 7:30, which did not allow me to get to Vinny's to see your show. So I'm sorry. Huey made it, but I did not.
Awesome hat.
I know. We have matching hats now. You have the black on black, which is what I rock.
They have so many options. And so it was hard for me to pick. I was like, which color do I want? But then I remembered the black on black conversation we had.
That's
and real talk, this is like high-end quality trucker hat. Like
that is true story. That's the best band merch hat that I've ever had.
I'm like amazed. Like this thing is like durable, tough, and like, man.
Yep. You know what that quality is? It's the same as my Iron Maiden hat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's the same maker, but it's like that same exact quality. It's really, really good. Well done, Dan.
So shout out to Awesome Night. Yes. Drawing Heaven, Velvet Grave, and The Devil in California were phenomenal at one of our favorite venues here in the Bay Area, Vinny's in Cocker. And shout out Christine Lamori for another excellent show put together. And looking forward to the next one. I guess I'd say next Drawing Heaven show. Hasn't been formally announced yet, but
or has it, Dan DeLay? Would you like to give us breaking news on the pod? Feel free by all means. He said rad hat.
Yeah, can we break the news here, or should we save it? Let the bands announce.
Is there news to break? Is there? Do you know any?
He told me. He told.
Oh, okay. Well, then we won't. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, Jay told you, or.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
If they want to put it, they'll put it in the
comments. Yeah. We'll promote the hell out of it anyway.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Okay.
All right, back on track. What's new with you?
I'm doing pretty good outside of like the fun show Saturday night. I've been dealing with some personal chaos when it comes to fraud.
Personal chaos.
Yeah, this all started last weekend. So last Saturday, we had the big St. Patty's Day party over at OPL in Half Moon Bay. Come home after an amazing night and go to bed. Wake up the next day to he's already shared it already.
Breaking news. Okay, here we go. June Drawing Heaven, State Line Empire, and Eris at Caravan in San Jose. Caravan Line in San Jose.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Breaking news.
That's gonna be awesome. I can I have my handy dandy little calendar here, and I can show you that I already had it on the calendar right there. You probably can't see, but
Yes. Looking forward to that show. Thank you, Dan, for letting us break that news here.
That's breaking news. See, bands, if you watch the pod, you just might get a free breaking news mention. We love it. Dan DeLay is here every week, and we love him for it. Okay, so back to fraud. So what happened?
So I woke up Sunday morning and I got a text message from Wells Fargo. It said, "Hey, we declined this charge. Dave & Buster's, $95." And I'm like, "What?" So I go online, check my bank account, and sure enough, there was like a handful of charges on my credit card for random things that I didn't purchase. It was like 2 different online clothing stores. It was
So I was going to say we were just at Dave & Buster's together a couple weeks ago.
A month ago, yes. Yeah. But this was different. And then it was let's see, AMC movie theater, 2 online clothing stores, a Wingstop, and it was like just random things that I was not at in the last week. So I panicked. I immediately called my bank, and shout out Wells Fargo. They were on it. They immediately canceled the credit card. They said they're going to refund me those charges. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, great. So this is last Sunday, the 16th. They sent me a new credit card, which, by the way, it's funny with you. I don't know if you ever dealt with when you got a new credit card. Don't they? They say we could send you a credit card. It'll take 7 days Is that okay? And I'm like, in my head, no, like I need my credit card right away.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we can send it to you. Expedite. Is that the word?
Expedited. Yeah. Expedited shipping.
Yeah. In 2 days. So you get Tuesday by FedEx. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like, shouldn't that be the standard? Like, give me the
they charge you for expedited?
No, they said for no extra charge.
They're just trying to save money. If you don't need it, if you're not going to live life for the next 7 days, like what is that?
Exactly. So that's my thing. Is like, first off, like, shouldn't everyone get their credit card ASAP? We all need it in this world now, but unless you're like my dad, who likes to use cash on everything. I know cash is king still, but anyway. So I get the new credit card Tuesday. I'm like, all right, cool. I activate it, and then a couple days later, I'm like, let me double check my bank account, make sure I got my those fraud purchases repaid back to me, refunded to me. And so I logged online, and sure enough, there was a couple that they missed, or there was a couple that came up like I didn't notice, right? Because everything was still processing. So there was like 3 more. So so I called them like, hey, I noticed we missed one, and there's a couple other ones here, and like these were new credit card. So they said, okay, got it, we'll refund you. I'm like, great. So that was like, I think Thursday. So then Saturday I get up, I'm like, okay, let me double check. It's been a couple days. Let me see if those have been refunded to me. Sure enough, I log online. There's another charge for like $646 to another clothing store in like New York. That's the thing too. Like somebody say NY. I think like the Wingstop was like in San Diego. The one said like TX. I'm guessing Texas. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so I immediately called Wells Fargo again and said, dude, there's another charge. That's not me. And so the lady's like, let's review your recent purchases. I'm like, okay. And this is like kind of embarrassing because they're reviewing my purchases. Like,
what did you buy, Huey?
Well, sure enough, they're like, okay, like middle or early this morning, Taco Bell, $34. I'm like, yeah, that was me. That was my brother.
Wait, early this morning. Does that mean like drunk food? Okay, got it.
But just like pick up, because I pick up Tommy and we get back to Alameda around like 11 o'clock. And so
it wasn't breakfast.
No, it was still like a very late night dinner. And then they're like, okay, 7-Eleven. I'm like, yeah, that's me. So like my rotation of credit card purchase, it's like 7-Eleven, Taco Bell, some sort of fast food, Target. There's even a Costco purchase. Like, yeah, that's me. I bought a $1.50 hot dog drink combo. And so it was just funny, like reviewing my purchases. But yeah, that big charge for the clothing, I'm like, nope, that's not me. I'm in Northern California. I'm not in New York. So they're like, okay, they checked that purchase. That was with my new credit card that was like barely a few days old. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen?
How is that even possible?
I have no idea. So so they immediately canceled the new credit card, the second credit card, and they said they're going to refund me. So I'm supposed to get my new credit card today. So fingers crossed, I'm going to keep an eye on the porch and pick it up ASAP. But anyway,
speaking of the porch, hold on. Let me interrupt you right there because I'm wondering, where was Daddy Delmore? Did he leave his post? We have discussed on this podcast that your dad sits by the window and watches for porch pirates and whatnot.
Yes.
So like he should be watching for credit cards, mail getting stolen. Like, Daddy Delmore, where you at?
Well, and he remembered because he has the cane that turns into a sword that pulls out the sword.
Right. That's my point. That's how this whole thing came to be.
But the other thing too, remember, Chasta, I showed you yesterday, last week in the mail, I got a letter from the Alameda Police Department. And I was like, what? Like, I never seen this before. I open it up. Sure enough, it's a letter from a detective that I've been the victim of a fraud situation. Like me and a bunch of other people, my name was part of one of the victims of this big case that they're working on. I don't know how much else I'm allowed to say. But anyway, I haven't had a chance to kind of, well, first I got the mail and I'm like, is this real? Like, can I confirm that this letter is for real? I went to the police station the next day and sure enough, yes, it is real. They took my info and I'm supposed to hear from the detective, but I don't know if this is a separate issue or the.
Every time you say detective, I'm like, next episode of True Detective.
Or Law and Order. Dun, dun.
Huey is getting investigated. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to take this seriously because this is freaking annoying.
So I don't know if the credit card situation and like this Alameda police thing are one and the same, or it's two separate incidents. But like I told you this, like last summer, I swear to God, I mailed 2 checks one night at the post office. I sent off. Yes, I still write checks for a couple things.
Yeah.
And so I sent it off. Both of them did not land at their destination. 2 separate destinations in America.
I remember when that happened, actually. That was last year.
They did not arrive at their location. And so I was panicking, and then immediately I was like, where did they go? Because this is not coincidence that these checks did not make it. So I wonder if that's the fraud thing. Because the lady told me with the police department, I've been the victim of potentially mail theft. So I wonder if that's the stolen check situation. And then the credit card thing's a separate thing. It just fucking sucks right now dealing with all this. Like having to check my account every day, make sure there's nothing extra there, and make sure I go to the ATM, have extra money in my wallet, so I'll spend money like cash instead of using my credit card. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's been a pain in the ass.
Well, tell your dad to get the cane sword, dust it off, and get back out to the porch because he needs to be watching for people who are stealing your mail. That happened to a friend of mine in San Francisco, and it was a really big deal. I don't want to scare you or anything, but it just became a huge pain in the ass. They stole her identity, her husband's identity. They were opening credit cards in her children's name. Her children at the time were like 7 or something. Jesus. I mean, it was a huge mess. So get with that detective and get on the next episode of True Detective with Huey.
I'm going to send my dad with the detective to chop up someone.
If you know Daddy Delmore, ladies and gentlemen, you do not want that guy to be on any bad side of anything.
The sword king.
He gives 0 F's, and he will fight you. He will cut you with his sword cane.
As his old best friend, Brother Bradley, local Alameda legend, Brother Bradley, he used to say, "I'll drop you like a bad habit."
Your dad is one of the most entertaining fellas that I know. We have had plenty of dinners with your dad, and I love him so much. So, all right, well, he needs to get back to the porch and start shivving people.
He's over there. He's in the other room right now. It's like, wake up, get out there.
Wake up, Dad. Get out there. Get up. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I don't want to make light of that situation because that's really shitty. Real quick before I get into my week, because I've got a question for everybody. I want to say, Michaela made it. Never fear. She's here. Michaela, my niece, is always here. She's like a character on the show, much like Dan DeLay. Hers are always Target. On cue. What is on cue?
Or Casey's.
Or Casey's or Dutch Bros or Seven Brew. Yeah, for sure. Those are her charges. It's funny. That's actually a funny question. What are your all the time charges that you
reoccurring charges?
Charge. Mine's Amazon, or it was until I started really trying to back off. Jose, hey, Jose.
Got my Cliff Burton Day shirt on. One of the 2 designs. I love this one. This is badass to me.
That is very
Just Cliff Burton in action playing bass. So that's
awesome.
Cool.
On cue is a gas station. Dan DeLay, have a great day, buddy. Love you as well.
Thank you, everyone, for chiming in.
Yes. Okay. So I have a parenting dilemma. It's something that we're dealing with Cody, and I'm going to throw it out to anyone for advice, parent or not parent. So he's dealing with some struggles in math. And I have said before, jokingly, but this is not exactly a joke. Like, math is not my number one subject. Like, I was very good at spelling. I love to read. Grammar is usually a good thing for me. I loved history, big history nerd, but math was just my blind spot.
I was the opposite. I was good in math, but grammar stuff I was bad at.
Yeah. So you just made English. My point that I'm trying to make to Cody. I'm going to show him that you just said that because he's frustrated because he thinks because he has a hard time with math that he's dumb, right? It's like, I'm dumb, right? And so last night I was like, buddy, listen, first of all, this is okay. I know he's my kid, so let me be that parent for a second. But Cody, I mean, you're his uncle. He's a smart kid.
Mm-hmm.
This kid he's wise beyond his years. He's very mature. He's very smart, definitely very street smart. I mean, he's traveled his whole life with us. Like he's an easy kid. Math is just a blind spot for him. So I was telling him last night, I'm like, these were mommy's strengths. These were daddy's strengths. Like trying to show him that you're not good at everything. And this kid is a kid that can pick up an instrument and learn it in a week, know? Mm-hmm. So he's got a lot going for him. Math isn't one of them. So I just am struggling on how to help build up his confidence. Mm-hmm. He just thinks because he's not good in math, but his, friends in his class, they get A's, that he thinks well, I'm dumb. I'm just giving up. And it's so hard.
Yeah, well, first off, I know for us, you and I, when we're just dealing with people in general, I feel like there's there's always like that debate of like two types of smarts. There's like book smart and street smart.
Yeah.
I mean, book smart people are like just really good doing assignments, homework assignments, paying attention in class, doing projects, whatever, those practical things. And then there's street smarts, people who I think know how to hustle and get by in life and deal with people or deal with situations. Like for me, I've always considered myself really book smart. Which shockingly, maybe some people don't believe that. But as you saw my transcript from Ensenada High School, I was a very good student.
He literally went back a couple weeks ago and got the transcript, which is amazing.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Sorry, meeting on air. They hit me up. They want to come by the station. They actually do want to come by. So I thought, remember we talked about this, I think a couple podcasts ago. Maybe we should do an episode with these kids. That'd be fun talking radio. All right, anyway. But yes.
Love it.
But like street smart, I feel like I needed to learn. Like my dad has always been really good street smart. And he's always told me like tips. Like he used to tell me.
Your dad is a street fighter.
Yeah, totally. But he would tell me like, if you're like going somewhere you're not used to, just act like you belong and people won't mess with you. And I've always remembered that. That's always been like one of his big advice to me. Just act like you belong, blend in, which is, I know, tough for me at 6'4", but yes, I make it work. But I will say this for Cody specifically, and this is something I learned while taking psychology in high school with shout out Mr. Bell, Ensenada High School, which I think you met Mr. Bell at the Concord Pavilion.
I remember that. Yes,
my
old
teacher.
Yeah.
I remember in psychology, we went over this whole thing. There are 7 degrees of intelligence.
Oh, okay.
So, and actually I just did a quick Google search. I don't know if this is the exact same one. It was called Howard Gardner's Theory of Multiple Intelligence. Identifies 7 distinct types of intelligence. There's linguistic, logical, mathematical, spatial, musical, bodily, kinetic.
Uh-huh.
No,
kinesthetics.
Kinesthetic, yes.
Yes.
Interpersonal and intrapersonal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have time, you can read up all this stuff. But
Oh, send me that link. I want to read up about that. That's really cool.
There are 7 forms of intelligence. So that's my one advice to Cody. He might not be feeling he's good at one thing, but as you said, he could pick up an instrument just like that and play it and learn. That is a form of intelligence, a higher intelligence.
Great. Look at you, Uncle Danny, coming in with I love that. Well, going back to what you just said. Yes. Good job, Uncle Danny. What you just said about the street smart, book smart thing, I have to be careful because I don't want to offend anybody. I won't use any names. But a girl I went to high school with was highly intelligent. She was like one of the top in the class. And by the way, I just want to put it out there since you're talking about your transcript. I did graduate with honors from college and high school. But I had to Thank you. But I had to work for it. Like it didn't come easy for me in math specifically. And I really had to study, really had to work for it.
Okay.
But she was
Oops.
This is gonna be mean.
Sorry.
I don't mean to be
So
mean.
Casey. Hey Casey.
Hey Casey.
Thank you for the hat.
Thank
Thank you for the hat, Casey.
Casey, when we're done, you'll have to rewind. We gave you guys a shout out for his drawing. So, oh shoot, what was I saying?
The girl.
The girl. She
yeah.
was super book smart. I mean, like she didn't have to study for a test; she could just whip it out. But as far as street smarts, dumb as a box of rocks. Like
totally
nothing going up there. It was like wind was going through her head.
I mean,
she was so flighty, like nothing.
There's people we've known that like we could tell are really smart, but when they're out in social gatherings, they don't know how to read a room properly.
Yeah.
So they're like, we could tell they're very highly intelligent people, but what they're in certain situations, they don't know how to like deal with it properly. So it's like they're good, maybe the book smart, but like in social events, whatever, they're like overstepping boundaries or just don't know how to read the room and like, okay, let's not deal with that right now or go with that, I'm trying to be vague here, but you know.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I mean, if we're taking a vote, I vote for street smart because that usually comes with a level of communication. Communication, easy for me to say, a level of communication, a level of blending in. And Cody is very good at that. Like, I think you can attest to this. He's 8. Oh, he'll be 9 in June very soon, but he's 8 and he looks people in the eye, like adults in the eye. He has conversation. He can talk back and forth. And we're raising him to be that way very specifically. Like, that's a big thing with us.
Well, like when, was it last month? We were at the Pinball Museum in Alameda.
Yeah.
Him and I were off to an area and we were just talking and he's like, I like hanging out with you. I'm like, yeah, man, I like hanging out with you too.
Yeah.
So, but like we're having a conversation, and like we're playing pinball and stuff, and then we went back to go find you guys, and yeah, like I could tell he knows how to be independent and like engage with people. So yeah. So yeah,
I would rather have a kid like that may struggle in a certain department in school versus having like a hyper intelligent, book smart kid that like cannot get through life and has a hard time.
So that is, I think, interpersonal intelligence. This intelligence involves the ability to understand and interact effectively with others. Let's see, people with strong interpersonal intelligence are often good at communication, leadership, and empathy.
I have to say, I have a degree in interpersonal communications. Yeah. That was what I graduated college from. So there you go. Michaela, I cannot tell you who it is, but it very well may be who you're thinking. My niece Michaela is trying to out the person I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you walking me through that because that's been a big deal in our life lately. Okay. We do have a Huey help. Real quick before I have to run. I've got to go get my Eagles qualifier. So this is really interesting.
Should I fire off the intro?
Yeah, it actually has to do with not naming people, not throwing people under the bus. So yeah, hit it and I'll read it.
If you've got trouble, we've got the cure for what ails ya.
The Bay Area's bestie, Huey, is here with advice.
It's Huey Help.
It's so catchy. It's so catchy. Okay, so Brandon on Instagram writes, my wife recently finished writing her first novel. That's exciting. Something I've always wanted to do. I have, yes. Oh, it won't do it till it's run out.
I know, yeah.
There we go.
I got all these. There's too many buttons to push here. I'm good at pushing people's buttons.
Pushing people's buttons, yes. Nothing like a live podcast. Okay, my wife recently finished writing her first novel. That's a big deal. So congratulations. She's very excited about it, but he's feeling nervous. Brandon says, I'm feeling nervous. It turns out she's based most of her characters very obviously on some of our closest friends, including their personal struggles and secrets that they've trusted us with over the years. Oh boy. Ooh. She insists it's just fiction. Oh, she's insisting it's just fiction. That's interesting. But anyone in our circle would recognize themselves immediately. I don't want to hurt her feelings or dampen her excitement, but I'm worried this book could blow up our friendships. Should I encourage her to change it before she tries to get it published, or am I overthinking it? Oof, that's a tough one. That's a Huey help. You go first.
Man.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
that's the webs we weave.
We've seen that like with rock stars who do like biographies or some form of that, and like they change the names to protect the innocent. Yeah. So my thing is like you can deny if you change the name. Be like, oh no, that's not you. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, well, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
Well, no, I was gonna say, but then again, yes, you're right. If it's like a blow by blow, just like whatever's like described written in the book, that person will be like, this is exactly what I did. You're telling me I'm this person's name you made up. So I don't know if there's ways,
because they may, I mean, here's the case. They're going to immediately recognize themselves, right? So they'll be pissed, but the world won't know it's them.
Yeah.
Because the world doesn't know their secrets, right? Yeah. So that's why it's so tricky, because they're going to feel like you're putting their shit out there, but you're not really, because nobody's going to know to trace it back to them. Right. I mean, he's not giving enough detail for us to know how bad this is. Like, is it your friend that had an affair and you're putting them on blast? Is your friend kill somebody? Like, how juicy is this book?
Well, but the other thing too is like, I guess for you and I, it might be a little tough to understand, because as we were talking off the air, you were mentioning we live in a public world, or like a public career. As far as working in radio, we put our lives out there, either on the air or in podcast form. We're talking about ourselves a lot, our families, our friends, things that we do, things we share with everyone. Now, granted, I mean, speaking for myself, I don't share everything. People don't need to know every single aspect of my life. Like, I can't stand people on Facebook who post every single thought update on Facebook. I don't want to be that person in like the podcast world, tell you every single thing, because my life is not that entertaining that every aspect of it is worth mentioning. But at the same time, I think for the most part, we're so used to like talking about everything openly. I guess in some situations, we are vague or don't say people's names specifically. So I guess that is somewhat understandable with the book situation here.
I kind of have a rule in my life. Like, if you tell me a story and you don't want it on the air, then you need to let me know. Because if it makes for a good on-air story, I'm going to use it. I won't say your name. I've said that to people that I love a lot. In fact, recently I said that to my trainer, Topher, because he is hilarious and tells crazy wild stories. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that one. Are you cool with it? And he doesn't care at all. So he would be like, oh yeah. But I think it's important for people to know that. Like, I'm quite the opposite from you. I am an oversharer. I am queen oversharer. I mean, I've been in radio for almost 25 years. I'm on the air 8 hours a day. I'm a part of 3 podcasts and a TV show. I'm like, my whole, like, I live probably more. If you're looking at hours in the day, I probably live publicly more than I do privately. I'm just like recognizing that as I say it out loud. So I don't really have any secrets. The only thing I protect is Jay and Cody.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
If we have something serious going on, like, I can't think of an example, but if something happened like that was really negative or really intense, or Jay and I got in a fight, like I wouldn't put that on blast.
Yeah. No, I was just
something private for Cody. But
exactly. I mean, I know one thing off, but I'm not gonna say it. But
right.
But I guess for me, I've learned to put up that wall a little bit just because.
Oh, it's healthy. You should.
But that history of where we work for so many years, where things I have said privately end up on the air, and I was like, whoa, I don't want that part on the air. Like I told you.
Well, because you didn't make that choice. It's different that I'm making the choice.
You control it. Yeah, you can control
You control it. Right, exactly. Like I wouldn't want you putting my shit on the air. I make that choice.
Yes.
So I need to learn boundaries with myself. I don't have. But if I knew something was going on in your life, like I know plenty about you that the world doesn't know, I wouldn't go putting your shit on the air for content.
Exactly.
That's just not cool.
Exactly. Or at least let's talk about it and like what's okay, what parts are okay to talk about, what's not okay to talk about. Like,
or if we're embellishing for the story.
Yeah. Or let's communicate and plan something out and not try to go for the shock value of like, surprise, I'm doing all this on the air and you can't control it. So
right. Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm getting at. And that's the thing with this podcast, though. I do want to open up more about things, and hopefully between like Huey Help and a lot of these fun topics that we're finding and talking that will like unlock things in my brain that have been like back in the closet area of my brain that like, oh yeah, I have a funny story, or I can relate. I experienced this or that, and I can share some funny stories. Because I do have funny moments in my life that maybe not everyone knows about, but I'm willing to talk about it. But at least I can control that setting. And
this is a safe space for you to have fun with your own stories based on what you want to share. And that's the difference. So does that mean in this Huey Help question that we're coming down to the girl needs to have a conversation with her friends? It sounds like that's what we're saying. It's like if you're gonna share all of their stories, maybe they should have the sign off. Yeah. Like, and you can tell them like, hey, I changed your name, I changed these details or whatever, but maybe it's respectful to allow them to decide.
Actually, I wonder, could someone sue the other person? So I wonder, if the author needs to get permission to talk about it, or
I don't think if they change their name, I don't think so. I'm not positive.
That's something to look at. Or if you know, please leave a comment down below. But that's the thing too. I would love to know, maybe as a courtesy, you need to tell them, hey, I'm going to use this story, but hey, listen, maybe you got to give them the heads up. Maybe, from someone that's been surprised on the air with things, I would love a courtesy call. Or
be able to play a role in it.
Yeah.
In radio, not in this book's perspective, but in radio, we all bounce off of each other. And so it's like, okay, this is my story. Yeah, I'll play with it a little bit. We can have some fun with it. I think you're right. I think it is the respectful, especially if you want to continue the friendship. I think it's respectful to let the person in on the idea and get their approval. Now, if this person's an a-hole and you don't care about the friendship, then change their name and do your thing, I guess.
Yeah. And make that money.
Make that money. As far as the husband goes, I don't think you're totally killing the baby or anything by telling her like, hey, I think this is awesome, but bringing up to her, maybe you should have a conversation about it. The problem is the book has been written. It sounds like the work has been done. So if let's say all 5 of these friends, I'm just making up numbers now. Let's say there's 5 of these friends she's referenced their stories, and all 5 of them are like, no, absolutely not. Then she doesn't have a story. Then the question is, do you do it anyway?
Well, that's a conversation to have, and then it's like, well, this before you turn in the assignment, it's like,
exactly.
Can you add or subtract some things or maybe change some things to protect the innocent better. So,
Exactly.
Yeah. But that's a discussion they need to have. And hopefully the author is open to that stuff or willing to.
I
make
hope
the
so
adjustment.
too. Well,
Yeah.
thank you to Brandon for reaching out. I mean, I have started a book. I'm about 3 chapters roughly into my book, and it involves a lot of stories with people from my past, as a book would.
Mm,
And some of those people I don't necessarily speak of
okay.
anymore or speak to, like ex-boyfriends or whatever.
Mhm.
So I have changed their names and I would not contact them. But I feel like that's my story to tell because what they did, it was to me.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's like it may involve them, but it's my story. So,
Cool.
bitch, I'm gonna tell my story.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I get it. So,
I think there's a lot of fine lines there.
yeah, a lot of gray area. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not going to please everyone in this situation, but as
Yeah.
best you can, I like to think the good in one person would like figure out what's the best situation to make everyone happy or most people happy. Or at
Well
the same time,
said.
maybe they're like, fuck it. I want to
Yeah.
make this book. It's going to be a bestseller. I'm going to make that money and retire off this.
Yep. Well, these days, a lot of people are like, fuck it, I'm going to make the money. Unfortunately, morals, it seems, are hard to find these days on so many levels. Isn't it crazy?
Or share it in a group text thread or something.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. Let's just put all the information out there no matter what. All right. I've got to go get my
Okay.
Eagles qualifier. You guys are
Yes.
seeing life in real time here. Thank you guys to everybody who joined us live. We always love you guys playing along and in the comments. It's so much fun. My niece, Morals, who is she? Yeah, no freaking kidding. And make sure you send us an email. If you do have a question, you can reach either of us on Instagram. I'm pretty crappy about getting back to people. I was somebody pointed that out to me this weekend. Yes, you were right. I do have a hard time keeping up with the DMs. But send us an email, Chasta and Huey at gmail.com.
Yeah, so please email us anything. Got a question for Huey Help or just any other feedback or anything else you want to contribute to the podcast. Follow us on social at Chasta and Huey. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give us this a thumbs up. Leave a comment, your thoughts. And share the podcast and love the community that we're building here as shown by the comments. And let's get out of here so you can finish the rest of your work.
Yes. Oh, real quick shout out. I'm wearing a shirt that says, Hit Music. It is from Bay Area artist Greg Hoy. So if you want to check him out, he's really, really great. This is the name of his most recent album that just came out. I just interviewed him on Soundwaves. So he will be on the season 8 of Soundwaves TV. So just wanted to Greg Hoy. Okay.
I'm from Hawaii.
I'm gonna say that's like a little Minions or I love that. We're gonna have to use that more often. All right. On that note, thank you guys for being here. We love you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.